Hey guys, so I'm taking me a little snack break, even though I really haven't officially got started. So you guys see this table? This was a trash table that someone was throwing out, and I have been subbing to repurpose it. So stay tuned for a DIY video. We're going to take some contact paper, your scissors, and your blow dryer, and make this into something that's really cute that you can really use. Click the link in the description if you want to know how to do it. Let's go. Okay, so let's get into this table transformation, y'all. So if you have an old table, nightstand table, end table, coffee table that's ready to hit the curb, you might want to try this method out before doing that. For $5, we did a whole transformation. So you'll need your contact paper, a hair dryer, and sandpaper. That's it. So first I started off by just a lightly sand around the edges and the top just to make sure it was a kind of smooth surface for the contact paper so that if there was any indentations or cracks within the wood that it wouldn't show up through the contact paper after it was laid on. So we are going to start off with a measurement from end to end with the contact paper, and on the back of it it'll have lines so that way you can see and to do a straight cut. Now if you were working with a square table this would be so much easier, but the fact that this is a round table I have a few more extra steps to complete, but it's well worth it again for $5. Now I ordered this off of Amazon, and they do sell wider and longer lengths of contact paper. But because I love this pattern, which has some grays and some browns in it, I had to sacrifice the length and the width to get this pattern. Okay, so here we go. Let's get into the fun part, guys. Actually applying the contact paper. So for me, I like to start off with just removing 2 to 4 inches from the top of the contact paper. That way I can get my placement down and I can figure out where my measurement is going to be. Because if you start to remove too much too fast, it can get really crazy. Okay, so now I'm doing a measurement on the right and the left side. That way I know that middle piece that I'm going to lay is centered in the middle of those pieces. Okay, so that first piece that we are laying with those 2 to 4 inches that we took off, we are going to smooth that out, press firmly with your hand, make sure there's no bumps and bubbles underneath your contact paper. So now it's time to go on to the second section on that contact paper. Now you can rip off a little bit bigger pieces and then lay it down and then start to move forward with your smoothing out, making sure it's not too many bubbles and bumps underneath your contact paper. So once you get a good starting point on when you start your contact paper and work in smaller sections, the project becomes a lot easier and you get the handle of how to apply it and get quicker at it. And it makes it more manageable to work with when you do section by section instead of ripping off bigger pieces and getting it all tangled up and stuck together and things like that. So now you can see I'm using the palm of my hand kind of in the middle, working from left to right, pushing from left to right, should I say. And so now I'm on the last piece of this contact paper and smoothing that out, applying a lot of pressure, just making sure, again, there's less bubbles and bumps underneath. Now I have moved over to the left and the right side. I did clip out one of the sides because it's the same thing, repeat it. So again, I did a measurement and then cut along the line on the back of the paper to see the length that I needed. And now I'm ripping off, 2 to 4 inches at the beginning to get the starting going. Lining it up. And this pattern was really, really good with lining it up because you couldn't really see any seams or anything. So now we just got it placed closely as we can get it placed against the last sheet of paper and smoothing it out. Now this section did take me a couple of tries, so I did have to lift it up and replace it down, and this time I end up working from the middle of the table to the right side and then back to the left side. So again, do not be intimidated or frustrated if it's not going right. Go ahead and take it off and start over. Okay, y'all, so we did that. So now it's time to just trim off a lot of the excess that may be on it hanging over. So here I am going to take my straight razor and pop some of the bubbles that I see. All you do is take the edge of the razor blade, poke a hole in it, and rub it out, and it'll smooth out the bubbles. So again, when you're doing this project and you see some of the bubbles, it's okay, because this step right here will help take some of those bubbles away as well. So here I am just taking my blow dryer and I am kind of heating up the plastic contact paper. And this is going to help me mold the paper. So if you have a square table, this would be nothing to you but to fold it over and you're kind of done. But because this table is square, I have to heat this contact paper up and make it soft. That way I can take it and curl it underneath this table because it's a rounded table. And I take the razor and I cut slices inside of the contact paper. That way it lays smooth as I'm going around the table. Put your blow dryer on like a medium high. And when your contact paper gets warm, almost hot, and it can stretch just slightly where you can curl it under the table, that's when you know it's warm enough to go ahead and do that. So just keep doing that around the whole table. Okay, so now we're at the end of the table, and I just took my blow dryer and went around the whole edge of the table underneath with the blow dryer, and acts like a seal to like seal the plastic together, almost like if you do that on like some cellophane and it like burns the plastic and seal it together. So that's exactly what I did to blend the edges together. And so now I am going to take my straight razor and all these jagged edges, I am going to just go around with the razor and cut them. That way underneath is a little bit more smooth to the touch, and it looks a little bit better even though you won't see it underneath the table. But to clean up the edge right there, I just take the straight razor, run it across all of the jagged edges and kind of line them up. Okay, y'all, look at what we did. We did that for $5. Like, I am so excited about this table. Oh my goodness. So for $5, we literally took this trash to a treasure. This was getting through out, and we saved it from the landfill, at least for right now. And someone else is going to be able to have it in their home and enjoy it and put their dining room table chairs up to it and have a whole new table now for $5 and a blow dryer. Okay. Now, if you have a nightstand or end table or even a coffee table that is on the way out, maybe you should try this method out because it does really bring your furniture to another level and let you be able to use it for a little bit longer. You could try this method on a lot of different things. I'll have more DIYs using contact paper because I literally love contact paper. It's a little tricky to work with, but once you get the hang of it, you can do a lot of things with it. Okay, so if you really enjoyed this, let me know. If you've tried this or is going to try this, let me know in the comments. I want to know what you guys think about it. And I will see you in the next video. And subscribe if you want to see more things like this because I have more stuff for you guys. Okay, till next time.